So hello class. Right here, we're looking at our practice question. Sherry's realtor, she made the graph below to show the amount of taxes paid on the house she has sold. We're looking at our y-axis, our x-axis. We're taking some things and we're noticing it. What are we noticing? We have to notice what's in the label here in our taxes. It says in thousands of dollars. Over here, our appraised value says in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we have to look at our points that we have in our graph. Some of the things that we notice, look in our graph. If this is if a house is appraised at $200,000, this is not just $2. A house is not appraised for $2, but this house is appraised for $200,000. How much the taxes would have to be paid for that house? The amount of taxes for a house is not going to be $4. Like I said before, when you put all those numbers in there, sometimes it jumbles up. So right here, you put a label in thousands of dollars. So we have $4,000. So we have our X and our Y. One thing you can do, again, as I mentioned, you have a piece of paper next to you to work this stuff out, class. So right here we have our X value. Our X value is 4. Our X value is 2. But it's not just 2. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it'd be $200,000. $200,000, that's our X. And then we look at our Y. Our Y is not just 4, but it's in thousands of dollars. So we have $4,000. We have our X and our Y. Now we're looking at our next point. Again, our X is first, so we have 4, but it says in hundreds of thousands of dollars, so we have $400,000. And then we have our Y. In this case, our Y is at, again, this is thousands of dollars, $6,000. So we have our X and our Y. And we're trying to see, what was that change? How is it changing? What is the rate of change? Rate of change. We notice that it's increasing. Our rate is increasing. The rate is increasing. Rate is increasing. As the value of the home gets higher, the taxes get higher. As the value of the house gets higher, the amount of taxes also gets higher. Also gets higher. We want to know how much though. As much as how much does the value of the house increase? How much does it increase our taxes? We notice that as our house increases by $200,000, the value of the house increases by $2,000, $200,000. The value of our taxes increases by $2,000. We notice that as the value of the home increases by $200,000, the tax increases by $2,000. So that's going to be our rate of change. As the home increases by $200,000, the tax increases by $2,000. That's not the unit rate. We're going to talk about unit rates in other videos, but in this case, this is also a rate of change. The unit rate is a rate of change. This is also a rate of change. The constant of proportionality. And how do we get that it increased by $200,000 and by $2,000? Right here we're at $200,000. How do we get from $200,000 to $400,000? Well, you add $200,000 and you get to $400,000. Right here we're at $4,000. How do we get from $4,000 to $6,000? Well, we increase by $2,000. $4,000 plus $2,000 gives us $6,000. So right here, again, when we look at it, how is it described? It's described as a ratio from one quantity to another quantity. This is one quantity to the other quantity. Okay, class, that was our practice question. You may see this practice question on your study island. Right now it's time for self-check. Meaning go into your study island and work on those problems that deal with rate of change. If you have any questions, you can put your comments on the bottom of your comments on a YouTube page. You make sure you got the possibility to log in and create yourself an account on YouTube. But however, you do not need a YouTube account to watch these videos. Also have a shout out. Yes, I have shout outs to who? To Mr. Bean Yoda Gamer. Bean Yoda Gamer, I want to say yes. As you put on there that at times it felt like I was taken for granted, but no, when I'm up here teaching, I do not feel that I'm taken for granted. I feel like I said, when you love what you do, it does not feel like work. Also, another two people I would like to take shout outs for. William B. and Chrislyn W. What I want to say is that you already have been going on to Study Island and doing those programs and working on it because your first period is in the lead when it comes to points for our time spent on Study Island. Keep it up. And my other class periods, you need to catch up to them. And if you're having problems, Study Island, let me know. I'm going to show another video on how we can get on Study Island. Thank you. Like I said, if you can subscribe, that'd be great. Have a nice day. Mr. Beltran.